All right. Hello, Daniel and team. We just going to run through what we've been seeing in silent auction testing. Here is the silent auction mock setup. You can see the settings. Right now, auto draft is set. Nomination time at 10 seconds. I'm just for the purpose of this, I'm going to make it 5 just to make it go faster. Nominating turn. It's supposed to be 1 and 1, I believe. Then, yeah, so nominating turn is the first guy, right? I'm currently paused, so there shouldn't be any issue there. This goes back to blank for some reason, but I guess that's fine. You see no timers here. That's fine. We'll fast forward to help us get through this. Let's set this at 1 and 1 for now. I'd love to do that 1 and 2. Minimum bid of 1, bid increment of 1. Starting budget 545. Max bid rule on. Dynamic opening bid is on for now, at least. Stewardship rule on. I think we'll have to end up turn it off at some point. That'll help us alleviate ties to turn that off during the draft at some point. Not a huge help, but it's going to help a little bit. We'll certainly do that. Bid summary, tiebreaker, rerun all teams. It'll be easier if we did just the tied teams in the future. So we'll change that in the future. Not a big deal right now. So basically what we're trying to show here is that the $1 bid, number one, has disappeared. Can't seem to enter the nominating amount anymore. Used to be able to, not able to anymore. Don't know why. Number two, when we could do the $1 bid, it didn't lock it in. It wasn't a locked bid. I mentioned that in the email. It just, if you bid $1 and somebody else bid 1 later, that other person won it. It happened to us on a couple, maybe 1 or 2 occasions. And the bidder wasn't even involved in the tie. So the nomination bid wasn't registering as a locked bid. They shouldn't have to go back in and lock it. You'd presume the nominating is what locks it. If that was the only problem there, then do let us know. But the problem would be, even if we just have to go in and do it, you could still lock it in for 0. You shouldn't be able to lock it in for 0. The minimum bid for the nominator should be $1. So anyway, let's get right into it here. I'm going to refresh this one more time. Make sure those sitting changes that you saw are up and valid. Here we go. Starting the draft. So I'm up to nominate, and you see here, no, I'm not. Who's nominating? Is it me? Not sure who the nominator is. Okay, team 2 nominating now. Josh Johnson is up. It says nominating, but they weren't nominating. Team 3 nominating. Okay, and then they auto bid Minshew here. If I lock that in for 0, they should win this at $1. The minimum bid is $1. So if anybody's nominated, it should be for $1. Didn't happen. They didn't get Minshew. So there's an issue there. Now, my turn to nominate. You see, I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability to nominate. You saw that. Just the ability to nominate went away. What's going on here? What am I missing? What am I missing? Just hold at 1. I was holding at 1 before. Okay, fine, 2. This is something. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to refresh. Got Mike White going here. Starting the draft. All right, and here we go. Okay. Nobody got him. He was nominated, but nobody got him. Team 3 nominating. 5 seconds. Okay, my turn to nominate. Okay, now I have the ability to nominate. But you see, there's no dollar entry here now. So I nominated somebody. Hope it got in. And as the nominator, I can lock in 0. And done. So the fact that the nominator can lock in 0 is obviously a problem. Auto draft was turned on. What I'd love to do, really, I mean, the way that you think that this should work I could set the minimum bid to 1, the bid increment to 2, right? That means the nominating bid, the minimum bid amount could be 1 for the nominator, but the bidding increments afterward would have to be in 2. That would prevent 99% of our ties because that would eliminate the $1 tie, right? If indeed the nominating bid was locked in at $1, as every auction we've all been a part of for 30 years has been, you're the nominator. When they nominate for $1, that's a locked-in bid for $1. You can't pull it back. That's your nominating bid for $1. And if you required the increment of 2, 4, 6, whatever, we'd be fine with that compromise. That would work. No issue there. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, it doesn't work that way. Even though that's obviously what's not just customarily, but uniformly done. So we're going to just refresh. Now we're starting the draft. And here we go. Team 2 is nominating. Let's see, here's Minshew again, our boy. Then I'm going to lock in this $0 bid. Shouldn't be able to do it. Bid increment says 2, but I can lock in 0. Somehow, oh, by the way, I can also lock in 1. And remember, the bid increment, fully refreshed here, is 2. So, that's absolutely, which should be a very easy one in our solution set here, is that a combination of 2 very basic things would get us done and sufficiently mitigate the problem. Number 1, that when you nominate a player, you can enter the dollar amount, but the minimum amount is 1. And when you nominate him, that's a locked bid for $1. Number two is that the bid increment be $2. Therefore, no ties at 1. Might have a bunch of ties at 2. Fine. We have to live with that. But to eliminate the $1 ties will be a big savings for us, for sure. And it would keep the draft running smoothly. There'd be no modifications. There'd be no need to say, okay, we have to stop now and switch to something else. We could just run it straight through the way we should. Going to just do a couple other tests while I have it here. We'll turn off auto draft. Okay, we'll leave dynamic opening bid on just for testing purposes. Give it a good refresh here. Start it up. Nominator is Team 3. No, I guess it's me. I still don't have the ability to add any dollars in. Trying to nominate Josh Johnson. Not sure if he got in or not. You see, still have this graphic here, despite the fact that I'm trying to nominate. Sort of. Now it's back to Team 3 nominating. Now it's up to me nominating. Trying to nominate Josh Johnson. Okay, there he goes. Did not lock in any sort of bid. Wasn't able to. Here he comes, Josh Johnson. I can, even though I was a nominator, I'm locking in $0, despite the fact that we just changed the settings. And he's still going at 0, and he does not go to any team. So that was with auto draft turned off. Now we'll turn off dynamic opening bid. And we will give that a refresh here. All right, Team 2 is nominating. Did they bring anybody up? They didn't. Not a big deal because we have the auto draft off. I assume that's why that's happening. But the key, what we're trying to look for here is I'm not nominating. When I'm nominating, I can still lock in 0. It's not a locked-in bid of 0. That's key. Now Team 2 is up and nobody got him. Team 3, yeah, we're just sort of rolling through it. So we'll pause it one more time. And now, the one way we haven't done this is auto draft on and dynamic bid off. So now we've tried every combination. Going to give that a refresh. And restart the draft. Okay. Team 3 nominating. Lock bid 0 for me, even though the minimum increment is 2. I could lock in 1 if I felt like it, despite the fact that minimum increment is 2. So that needs to change, please. There you go. I won them. Now my ability to nominate, apparently. It's not even letting me nominate. Somehow I nominated Brandon Allen when I didn't do that. All right. And I can lock in 0. So we've tried all the different combinations. And he did not get auctioned. So we've tried all the different combinations of the parameters auto draft and dynamic opening bid. And none of them made a difference here for us. So I don't suspect any other would have mattered. So I think that's good for now. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching this, Daniel, and hopefully we can communicate on it soon and get it solved. Really appreciate it.